Totally.
Speaking of unacceptable, we go to Dayton, Ohio. And one of my favorite callers and contributors to the Lance J Radio Network last week, he had a very ill-fated attempt to pay a bet that provided one of the best sound bites in the history of this show. When I pass away, I've informed my parents that if I unfortunately pass away in a tragic accident, that needs to be played at my funeral. Mr. Rubicon himself, Jeremy Winston, what's going on, Jay?
What's going on? Listen, I don't think that it was an ill-fated attempt at all. I thought it was a success on every level. I listen, I put a lot of work in that track. I wasn't too excited that you cut it off early because there was the last part of that where I was really proud of, and you did, and your fans and your audience didn't get a chance to experience that, man. You cut them out of something very special, and I think that you owe them an apology, and me as well, quite frankly. But
I'm going to let this continue. What compelled you to call in today? I'm sure you didn't call to talk about that. What from the sports world were you interested in discussing?
I don't know. Is there anything special that happened in the sports world recently? I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think the Cavs being swept to me is pretty significant. I mean, don't you think? I mean, you're a sports talk guy. I mean, the Cavs being swept is pretty major. I mean, we got a guy that we're crowning, that so many people are trying to crown as the best ever, to be swept in the finals. I mean, what in the world is happening here? Where's the world right now? We got Donald Trump as the presidency, and we got someone who's arguably the second best basketball player in the history of the NBA to be swept in the finals. I mean, where are we?
I'm curious of your thoughts.
Somebody to help me make sense of.
I'm curious of your thoughts, Jeremy. I think that the NBA, man, they got us good. They repackaged. They pulled a John Madden football on us. They repackaged the same thing that they've been giving us the last 4 years, but they gave us the illusion that the outcome could be competitive and could be different.
So here is where I believe, and Ray, here is where I think your Ohio bias seeps through. You're talking about, somehow the NBA packaged this as if this wasn't all LeBron James all the way through. LeBron James, you lobbied for this team. LeBron James was the reason why Kyrie Irving left. LeBron James is why he has Tristan Thompson, and why he had Dwayne Wade and had to get rid of him mid-season, and why he got Hood and all these people. This is LeBron James. This isn't the NBA. This is not some conspiracy theory to try to get us to hoodwink us to watch the NBA. This is LeBron James creating this, and he created a package that was far inferior to last year's squad, and we need to place it squarely on his shoulders and and management of the Cavs. It's their fault.
So is LeBron James in the top 10 basketball players, Jeremy? Where does he rank? I have him second on my list of all-time greats.
I have number two. Don't get me wrong. I'm not a LeBron James hater in the sense that I don't think he's one of the best to ever play it. Not by any stretch of the imagination. As a matter of fact, I've been more of a LeBron James fan than you have. I supported him when he went to Miami. I just didn't like him coming back to the Cavs because I don't think the Cleveland Cavaliers fans deserve a LeBron James because they burned his jersey. I think they need to be marching on the steps of Brown Stadium and Quicken Loans and their front office and make sure that they get people in the leadership team to make sure they have players who can get them to the championship. My issue is with LeBron James is with management, quite frankly. So I'm a supporter of him. But at the same time, the fact that he's able to put a team together says that they don't have the leadership in the front office that should be able to lead a team like the Cavs. They're never going to be able to keep star quality and a competitive team there for a long term, and we see why.
Jeremy, you call this show like every other week. You have only mentioned the Philadelphia Eagles and the fact that they're the reigning Super Bowl champions once. You have taken shots at the state of Ohio, preferably the city of Cleveland, on at least 5 occasions.
Because I'm angry.
Would that perhaps make you a hater? Because usually when I win a championship, I want to talk about the fact that I won. Like, I'm more concerned with me winning than you losing.
You cut me off all the time because I make points that are compelling.
I didn't cut you off this time. That was actually Jeremy, our board op. That was pretty funny. I like the Glass Joe. I think that's funny. I think that's pretty good. Nobody else in sports talk radio is using that. Mike Tyson's Punch Out is one of my favorite games. Jeremy, we're about to cut to a break. Anyway, always a good sport, Mr. Rubicon himself. I do think that's interesting, right? I'm more concerned with my team's success than your team's failure. And I doubled down. I mean, there are people listening from Cleveland. I doubled down on that because, we started the show talking about LeBron James only delivering one ring to the city of Cleveland. I think when they look back on it years later, I'm telling you, I'm an Indianapolis Colts fan. Everybody knows I love the Colts. I love them. I love them. I love them. Watch every game during the Peyton Manning era.
I didn't know that.
I would go to, that's the Colts suck now. So there's no reason to talk about them anymore. But I would go to a bar every Sunday and watch the Colts carve up whomever. And when Peyton Manning was playing quarterback for the Colts, I knew that the Colts were going to be up 21-0 pretty much every week. They only won one Super Bowl with him. When you have one of the best ever, and I agree with Jeremy, when you have one of the best ever, you have to win multiple titles. Cleveland's never going to get the best player in the world to come there. Like I said, I'm not trying to diss Cleveland, but I'm from Ohio. There's a reason that I live here in Phoenix. There's a reason I have no intention of ever going back to Ohio to live. Cleveland is not a great city to visit. It's not a great city to live. It's not an awesome place. You got to cash in more. And LeBron, with the roster, people say it's LeBron's fault that Kyrie left. It's his fault of the roster they had before. When you have a transcendent talent, like with Michael Jordan, you have to put the coach in place. You have to draft properly because they're going to look back on this thing 30 years later. They're going to say, man, we had the second best player ever. We only got one ring.
Yeah.
Kevin Durant and Curry could have like 5 or 6 when this thing is all over. LeBron could go. He got 2 in Miami. He could go to LA and win a ring. So you have to shoot your shot. You have to take advantage of greatness when greatness is there. Because I look at the Colts. No Peyton Manning. That thing can turn from 13-3 to 3-13 perennially. We got Jacoby Brissett playing quarterback. I don't even know who the heck Jacoby Brissett is. He is our starting quarterback. Colts projected to win 4 games this year. Got to cash in while you have it. We'll be back after these messages. Lance J Radio Network.